I used to work for a large company, and one day they installed a new security guy at the front door. And so there was a long line to get in the mornings. And I remember it was a hot summer day, and this particular door was near a large trash receptacle outside the cafeteria. And I was standing in line with a friend, and she was kind of like making a face, and I was like, what's wrong? And she said, I can't hold my breath anymore. And I can't unsmell. She hated the fact that the scent of the garbage bin was gonna kind of hang over her for the rest of the day. And I thought that was funny. I was like, you're right. You can't unsmell. Just like you can't unsee, and you can't unfeel. Or can you? I was sitting in circle, and when I say in circle, I'm involved in a group that meets over the internet and is led by a wonderful teacher, and it's an art coaching group, and it's just a group of women. And so one of the thoughts that the leader shared with us is, you're always taking yourself with you forward in your art journey. You're taking your childhood self, you're taking your teenage self, you're taking your whole self forward. And so we can't ever shake off things that we've felt, because they do sort of become part of who we are now. And sometimes sometimes we do want to shake off things about ourselves that felt bad, or maybe we later were ashamed or embarrassed about, or wish that we had handled differently. And so that's kind of something that I think about, because I also believe in using your power in the moment to focus on what is wanted and not what is unwanted. So I try not to do too much self-therapy of diving back into the past and bringing that forward, because then that becomes, into my now experience. But you can't completely divorce yourself. You can't disown your shadow self. You have to bring it in, and you have to accept it so that it can quiet down and not disturb the you that is the awesome creator that you want to be in this moment here. And I had an experience last night out to dinner with my boyfriend, and I reached a point where I shared something that I wish I hadn't shared. I felt that he not that he was judging me, but that he wasn't giving me what I needed. And as women, I think, a lot of what we need, and this came up in circle yesterday too, is we need a witness. Just someone to say yes, even if they don't agree with us, but I understand how you feel, or how you're feeling now, or what you've been through. I get you. And I think that really hurt last night, because certainly your partner is the person that you want to get you completely, unconditionally. You do have expectations that they're going to be the one who can accept you and connect with you. So, uh, so I have to somehow, I have to somehow accept the non-acceptance, I guess, or just maybe look at myself, because I can't really change the way that he thinks or sees things. All I can do is change my experience of maybe I did feel judged, and maybe there is no need. I know there's no need for me to feel judged. So I've got to kind of free myself up and be able to say, I can still not let this, I can't unsmell it, but somehow I gotta let that smell fade away in order to have my full relationship that I want to have with this person, and in order to be my most creative self. I think that that is something that time teaches you, that you can't ignore, because my first reaction was to go, well, I've overshared and I'm done oversharing. But that kills relationships. That is something time has taught me. That putting up the walls and cutting off cuts off that creative flow. It does. It disallows you to be fully you, and that's really up to me. That's really on me. So as I circle back to the idea of the creative journey, I think, you can't unfeel the way you feel, because I think feeling is it's powerful, but you can change your thoughts, which changes the feelings that you have right now, and that's where all your creative power is. So starting to feel a little bit better.